Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me on today. Iron sharpens iron. And I was talking with a king, and he was saying that we have a spiritual warfare right in the sight of God. A spiritual warfare right in the sight of God. So that means that there's no respect for God. The respect for God is gone. There's the evil, and the conduits of evil have no respect for God. You know, you can take the Bible and hold it upside down. You can know every book of the Bible. You can take the Bible and apply it and twist it and turn it any kind of way you want. But if you're not applying that Bible in righteousness, then you are conducting evil. You're not doing right, because you're supposed to apply that Bible in righteousness in your life and walk in righteousness and live in righteousness. You know righteousness. Just like a child know righteousness, before they go in the store, they know not to go in there and pick up something. You know righteousness from the time that you were born. God put on your heart to love. You came out to love. When we came in this world, we knew love. We loved our parents. We loved those who raised us, who were with us, who guided us and cared for us. We know love. But somehow, being a part of the spiritual warfare then got us so caught up in it, honey, that we don't even respect the Lord anymore. Fear the Lord, fear God. That's respect. You respect the Lord. You humble yourself in the sight of God, but we don't even do that anymore. It's on the money. In God we trust, but do we really trust God? Do we truly trust God? Do we truly walk in faith? Do we truly step out on faith? Do we truly let go and let God? Do we truly give it to God? Because if you want your breakthrough, if you want God to work some stuff out for you, you got to give it to God. I'm telling you, honey, I done walked through it and lived it. My whole life, I can sit here and just reflect over my whole life, a life of oppression, a life of getting caught up in somebody else's agenda, thinking they own my agenda. We own something together, but they all along plotting against me to use me, and some more mess that I got to figure out how to get myself out of. Over and over and over, my whole entire life was just one battle after another, one right after. As soon as I get through with one, here come another. I'm like, Lord, what is this? What is going on? What is happening to me? Because see, back then I didn't know nothing about tormented souls and different things, but I knew about ghosts. I had been followed by ghosts all my life. I knew about them. But I never put the two and two together, because, see, I was drinking. I was going to work and drinking. I was dealing with my own oppression. I had stuff going on, with me that I was dealing with, trying to save people who didn't want to be saved, trying to help somebody. That's how I can tell you all about rehab, because I was there with somebody who was going through it, doing it, honey. I was on the phone with the rehab people. They wasn't trying to do nothing. It just goes to show. If your mind ain't made up, you don't need no rehab. Make your mind up. God gave you a great mind over matter. Don't send these people through all this foolishness and you really ain't trying to do nothing. Then go just tell them, hey, look, I like it the way it's some people that'll tell you, I like my life the way it is. I'm a rebel. I want to live the way I want to live. I want to do this, what I'm doing here, which is part of the spiritual warfare. Now, what you going to do is keep on going and following up behind them and running up behind them and chasing behind them. And then they going to pull you down in it. You need to separate yourself. That's chaos and negativity and drama over there. See, we on something else. We on growing. Now, if they don't want to grow, they see the light of God in you, and yet the darkness over here, and they know where the spiritual warfare going to pull them into, but yet they want to keep getting sucked on into it, but yet it's still and all. Then they take the foot out, put it back on the path of righteousness. only to grab hold of you. But see, when they grabbing hold of you, they ain't pulling to come up. They pulling to pull you in. You know, so what you got to do is recognize, hey, look, wait a minute. Now I can't be no part of that. But look, I love you in God, and I show you how to grow. I show you how to get on the path to righteousness. Step your foot out and let me give you a helping hand out. Don't try to pull me in. I'm going to give you a hand out, because see, where you headed is down ground zero down there. You know, you don't want to fall in the ditch with him. Misery loves company. That's why these up in this spiritual warfare, honey, they will pull you on in it. They will suck you on down up in it. And then you'll be sitting there like, Lord, what happened? How I get here? Where in the world? All I do is make a phone. All I do is answer the telephone. And next thing you know, you in some mess. You know, cause there you go, asking about folks. You know, leave folks alone. Folks doing fine. They blessed. They conquerors. They still going. See, but what you need to do is learn how to be a conqueror yourself. Stop calling so-and-so and tell them your problem. Tell them what's going on in your life. Because you know they're going to run it. They're going to take it and run it like the 4 o'clock news. Then bring it back to you. You're going to be all mad. Because that ain't even how you told it. But see, you shouldn't have told it in the first place. Tell God your business, honey. Tell it to God. In God we trust. You know, trust God. Trust you and trust God. Stop trusting in man. Because, see, they tell you, yeah, you know, call me or what's going on. And then you get done spilling the whole story. Well, I don't know what to tell you. You know, well, see, I called you to tell you, you know, so you can help me. You know, so you can give me some words of advice to get me up out of this. You know, can I borrow some money? No, I don't know. You know, see, that's what I'm saying. You got to trust in God, honey. You got to make it do what it do. Go trust the Lord. Hand it over to God. 'Cause I'm tell you something. All while a spiritual warfare was breaking all around me. All while I was sitting over there on the brink, honey. I was holding on by a thread. You hear me? But I was still doing the podcast every day. And I needed to hear that, because what was happening is, as I was giving you the wisdom, I was getting the wisdom. So they telling me to hold on and trust in the Lord, just as they were telling you to hold on and trust in the Lord. See, they done pulled me through, so I done got my breakthrough. The Lord sent them, honey, their ancestors, and they held on to me. They told me don't break. As I'm walking up in the hotel room, I just broke down crying, seeing my baby sleep there in the bed, and you know, and the environment that we in. I ain't never been in nothing like that before, and to be devastated like how he did, you know, it crushed me. It took me to another place. You know, it broke me. It broke me, honey. It broke me, because that's what he said he wanted to do. He wanted to break me. He said that. He said, I want to see you on the street, homeless. I ain't never done none of this, man, for this man to come into my life and wish all kind of hell and harm on me. And that's exactly what he did, honey. What nothing but 3 years of heartache and heartbreak. Police at the house all the time because he acting a fool. Don't know how to act right, because see, all he wanted to do was cheat anyway. You know, that's all he wanted to do. But he had to cause all kind of hell to me, with me, you know, in order to start all kind of fights so he can jump in the car, pack his clothes, and go. You know, he did that every 2 weeks for 3 years. Coming back begging, apologizing. It's just a cycle that I was in. A horrible, horrible cycle for no reason at all, except for 3 used cars. Narcissistic people. And we getting ready to out this behavior, because he said this is his life. And he want to live his life the way he want to live it. Well, that's fine and dandy. But your life don't mean go around destroying other people's lives. See, we are here as God's servants. We are here to lift one another up, not to steal, kill, and destroy. We are not here for that purpose. So, therefore, that narcissistic behavior is part of the spiritual warfare that I'm getting ready to out, honey. So it's going to start with him. He got to be outed. You know, he got to be outed. And in order for him to be outed, we getting ready to set an example to Mr. Brian Hunt. We getting ready to set an example, because look here, there's a $42 million lawsuit. It ain't about no money. It's about behavior. It's about consequences. It's about actions. It's about what you did. And you didn't even think about it enough to think about, well, wait a minute, there's a child. I ain't gonna fool with her. I go on to the next rich woman. I go do something else. You know, but see, it happened for a reason. It happened for a reason, so that we can expose this behavior. Because as you can see from the text message, he on the warpath, honey. He already, and a couple women already text me, telling me what he done and how horrible he is. But please don't say nothing. I'm scared of him. Don't tell him. No, I ain't gonna tell him, but I'm gonna tell the world. I am going to do that. I mean, he'll find out secondhand. See, I don't talk to him. I don't have no conversation for him because, see, I'm not getting ready to be pulled back in no kind of spiritual warfare. I'm here to grow. That's my purpose. I was here to go through what I went through. Therefore, I was able to tell you how to overcome the battle. See, I didn't see nobody overcome the battle. I didn't watch nobody overcome the battle. I didn't hear about nobody overcome the battle. I went through it myself. So I can tell you how to come out on the other end and give God the victory, give God the glory, help lift somebody else up. Because when we start to lift other people up, we all rise. We all come together in love. That's what we got to do as a people. We got to come together in love, stop tearing one another down, because I'm going to tell you something, honey, in this spiritual warfare, these narcissistic people are plotting. It's a warfare that's out to destroy you. They are plotting right now. You think you good, but they are plotting. Just like he wanted it. That's why he got upset, because the judge didn't divorce us. He ready to go on and get married again and get this going again, honey. But he wised up this time. Now he really getting ready to go after somebody who got something and destroy their self-esteem. That's what he tried to do. But see, I already knew. I've been called dark and lovely all my life as a child. So he couldn't turn my self-esteem down. And me losing weight, I was at 200 and some pounds. I needed to lose it. I was so heavy, it hurt to turn over in the bed. It was hard pulling all that. Well, I ain't never been that big except the times I was pregnant. Even then, I didn't get up that high. I got to like 170. That was about it. So it was hard, and we got to begin to think healthy. Even as we going through, know that the Lord is fighting your battle. God is working, even though you don't know. Like I didn't know. When I was in the haunted house, I thought I was just in there with demons, me and the demons, and I was doing the grow program. I know God was there. I know that because I didn't care what the demons was doing out there in the rest of the house. I had my room and the bathroom closed off. So, this is demon-free area. This is God area. Y'all had a house, and that's what they did. But I'm telling you, honey, I kept on preaching for the Lord. No matter what the spiritual warfare is going on around you, keep your eyes on the prize. Just like when you walking in church, I'm telling you something about church. When you walking in church, you keep your eyes focused on the pastor, on the pulpit. You looking up there toward the Lord. But I'm going to tell you, church is in the heart. God is in the heart. We are spiritual. You are not bound under religious law. You walk in spirituality. It's you and God, honey. It's not you and man. It's you and God. The pastor is not God. You live under God. You live under God. That's how we do. In this spiritual walk, we live under God. We're not bound under religious laws and how they tell you how to live, how to walk, how to act. You can't say that. Can't do that. No, don't act like that. Now, don't go there. Just different stuff. How religion is. You can't do this one day you can. The next day you can't do this, next day you can. On Sunday we do this. We all holy on Sunday. No, we holy every day. We are living in honor to God every single day of our life, every day. This is a living in honor to our God. It's between you and God, relationship between you and God. You know right from wrong. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Forgive. Change your mind. Change your heart and grow. Fix your heart and start growing in God. Give it over to God. Start living right. Start doing right. Remove yourself from the chaos, negativity, and drama equation. Remove yourself from the spiritual warfare before it sucks you in deeper, because it sucked me in so that he got bold enough to ask me. I was already down there with him anyway, but I was still doing the grow program, honey. I don't care what he thought he was gonna get over on me. See, because I'd always, was trying to do right by my husband. But I knew one thing: my soul belonged to the Lord. My soul don't belong to you. I didn't come in the world with you. How you gonna turn around and ask me for my soul? How you fix your mouth to ask somebody? See, he sounds so stupid that he just turned on around and left on out the house and left me standing there. I just can't believe he just asked me that. He really did. He asked me something stupid like that, like I'm just going, okay, here we go, and turn my back on the Lord. Who does that? That's a really stupid thing to even ask somebody. I wouldn't even fix my mouth to ask nobody nothing like that. I can't even see myself descending. So to ask somebody something like that, even to ask somebody why you walking down the street. That's another thing that's stupid to ask somebody. They walking because they got somewhere to go. They on their way there. But you done stopped them from asking them. Miss Police Lady, we ain't going to forget about her. But, we going to reach our greatness. We are going to reach our greatness in God like the great mountain. I love you. I do. I love you so much that I want to see you rise. I want to see you reach your greatness. I'm going to use my life, the rest of my life, to help you grow. See, because somebody take away from that. They take away from what I got to do with the Lord. Being jealous. Oh, you telling Joe you love him. How Joe doing? Oh, Joe, all right. Oh, yeah. Well, is Joe again? You and Joe got something. See, I don't need that. I don't need none of that. That's a headache. Somebody acting ignorant in the sight of God. I don't need that, honey. I'm doing fine just by myself. I never thought I'd ever say it, because as soon as I break up with somebody, I go find somebody else. Because see, you thinking that, people think that something wrong with you because you want to be by yourself. You don't want to be with nobody. And, you mean you ain't got nobody. Yeah, you still by yourself, honey. We happy. Okay, well, y'all be happy. I'm good. I want to be me and the Lord. Really, seriously, I do. I want to be me and God. Because see, I need to focus on the Grow program. I need to push the movement. I need to hear the wisdom. I need to walk in the Lord. I can't be a part of the spiritual warfare. I can't be over there where they at. I can't be with a part of what they doing. I don't care what they doing. I want to keep a tracker on God. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the window and look to the hills, which cometh my help. No matter what the weather is, I won't even let the weather steal my joy, honey, because the earth need rain. For some reason, the Lord said, let it rain. The Lord might say, let it rain 4-5 days. That's a storm. But just know this, that God got you in refuge. You are in refuge from the storm. As you see the rain pelting outside, you are in refuge from the storm. See, God was working out my situation, even though the rain was pelting me. God was working it out. God was moving, honey. God was on the move. Just like that picture I took. God is on the move. You may not see it. You may not think it. But honey, God gonna show up and show out like the great rushing wind that he is. When the wind change direction, look out. Because God is on the move. When you step outside, you feel the warmth on your body. That is the light of God. That is love that's shining on you. A breakthrough is headed your way. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. We're going to rise all over the world. Different skin, one love. I'm telling you something. It ain't us versus them. Evil is not racist. Evil is a spiritual warfare that is going through people, honey. It's going through folks. And what we got to do, we got to rise together. We are stronger in numbers. We got to rise together to rise over this oppression that is taking our brothers and sisters up out of here. They going up out of here like that. I'm telling you, because evil counts us up for slaughter, but God, by his spirit, we are conquerors. My brothers and sisters, I love you. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Let's rise.